What the hell are you doing?
She said my charger was for the public good, and in that moment, she accidentally declared war on the one man in Westmere Heights who built digital fortresses for a living. Elias Harper didn't come home that evening looking for conflict. He came home carrying 12 hours of cyber warfare in his head, dreaming only of bourbon, silence, and the soft green glow of his own EV charger doing exactly what he paid it to do. Instead, a pearl white SUV was parked in his driveway like it had always belonged there. The cable from his brand new charger snaked into the stranger's car, pulsing green, not for him, but for someone who hadn't asked. Across the street, Karen was wrestling an inflatable flamingo the size of a jet ski. Elias crossed the pavement, dress shoes crunching against gravel that no one ever walked on in this neighborhood. "Excuse me," he said. "That's my charger." Karen didn't apologize. She smiled, slow and satisfied. "Oh, good. I thought it was yours. It's a fast one, right? Perfect for emergencies." "My emergencies," Elias replied. She waved him off. "We all have to do our part for the planet." She unplugged, left a black scuff mark on his pristine pavers and drove the length of a basketball court back to her own house. Elias stood there holding the cable like a dropped snake, the neighborhood perfectly silent around him. He told himself it was a mistake. 3 days later, she returned, parked behind his garage, blocking his car in, charging again. That night, staring at the ceiling while his wife slept, something inside Elias hardened into clarity. Karen didn't see property. She saw permission. And permission was about to become very, very expensive. Karen discovered the problem the same way she discovered most things, loudly. Elias watched from his living room as she yanked the charging handle like she was starting a lawnmower powered by rage. The cable did not move. The little indicator light that normally blinked cheerfully was now as dark as Karen's soul. She climbed into her SUV, climbed out, slapped the screen, slammed the door, tried again. Nothing. 10 minutes later, she was on Elias's porch, dragging her poor husband behind her like emotional baggage. "Your charger broke my car." Elias blinked. "That's unfortunate. It's stuck. It won't release." He peered thoughtfully toward the driveway. "Huh. These new systems are very sensitive. If they detect irregular usage, they go into what the manual calls protective lockdown." Karen's face began melting. "Lockdown? Oh, yes," Elias said kindly. "It's like when your phone freezes, but with a $40,000 vehicle." Her husband whispered, "Is it dangerous?" "No, no," Elias smiled. "It just won't let go until the system decides everything is appropriate." "How do we fix it?" Karen hissed. "Well, I could file a service intervention report." He paused. "But I'd need written acknowledgement that the vehicle was connected without permission, for liability reasons." Karen stared at him. The silence stretched. Finally, she croaked, "What do you want?" Elias pulled out a printed form, trespass agreement, and a $500 diagnostic and convenience fee. Her hands shook as she signed. Moments later, the charger released with a loud, humiliating clunk. Karen didn't say thank you. She peeled out like her dignity was on fire. Karen didn't apologize. She retaliated. 3 days later, Elias found a cream-colored envelope from the Westmere Heights HOA taped to his door like a legal threat from a Disney villain. Violation 7.4C, front door color not within approved palette. Penalty $100 per day. His door was navy blue. It had been navy blue when he bought the house. The next morning, another letter. Violation 12.9B, hose holder not earth-toned. Then a third. Violation 15.2A, decorative flag exceeds regulation height by 3 inches. Karen had apparently acquired a tape measure and a new personality. At the HOA meeting, she sat in the front row with a notepad, nodding like she was filming a true crime documentary about Elias's mailbox. The board sided with her. "Rules are rules," the president smirked. That night, Elias didn't sleep. He audited. He downloaded the HOA bylaws, all 280 pages of suburban madness, and read them like sacred scripture. By dawn, he had built a spreadsheet of violations across the entire neighborhood. Mailbox paint codes, basketball hoop opacity, unapproved rose species, window cleaning receipt requirements. He didn't find problems. He found leverage. By Sunday, he printed 200 one-page summaries and slipped them into every mailbox. Open quote, "A community audit has revealed over 200 unaddressed bylaw violations. Enforcement has targeted less than 2% of infractions. Documentation has been submitted to the board." The Facebook group exploded. Suddenly, nobody cared about Elias's blue door. They cared about their own. The HOA emergency meeting was scheduled within 48 hours. And for the first time in her life, Karen wasn't in control of the room. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying this story. Tell me in the comments what you think happens to Karen next. The emergency HOA meeting looked less like civic engagement and more like a courtroom drama sponsored by caffeine. Neighbors packed the clubhouse wall to wall. Elias sat quietly in the second row, while Karen whispered furiously to the board president like she was negotiating a hostage release. The president tried to dismiss the audit. It's unauthorized. Is it wrong? An old man shouted. Silence. Elias stood. For weeks, my family was targeted through selective enforcement, so I simply applied the same rules to everyone. He placed the spiral-bound audit on the table. It landed with the weight of a guillotine. A woman gasped about her mailbox. A man panicked over his basketball hoop. Someone started Googling earth tone hose holders. Elias raised one hand. I move for community amnesty. Forgive all existing violations. Second, a vote of no confidence in the board. Third, a bylaw modernization committee run by residents. The room erupted. Karen screamed about vendettas. Nobody listened. The vote was unanimous. The board was dissolved. 2 weeks later, Elias was drinking coffee when a jackhammer roared to life across the street. Karen stood in her doorway watching workers demolish her brand new driveway extension. A neighbor leaned over the fence. Turns out her driveway violates runoff setbacks. New board enforced it. Dust rose like poetic justice. Elias glanced at his untouched navy blue door and smiled. The woman who once stole electricity had lost control of the entire neighborhood. Not because of revenge, because of consequences. If this story made you smile, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this story with your loved ones and tell us where you're watching from. It makes us happy to see how far our stories go.